Hello, in this video tutorial we are going to learn how to make two different sprites interact with each other at a distance. That means without actually touching. We have done the interaction when touching in a previous tutorial, but now something is going to happen automatically when our character does something or when we hit a key on the keyboard. Well, for this example I'm going to pick a different sprite. Under the group of fantasy I will be picking the wizard girl, and then another one, the griffin. Okay, and let's remove the cat from here. And okay, let's get some backdrop too, some maybe outdoors, woods for instance. Okay, so first of all I would like the griffin to look at the wizard girl, so at the beginning I'm going to place it pointing left like this, and as you may be expecting by now, when I hit the green flag something's going to happen. Yes, it's upside down, so I will use the rotation style left right here. Check it. That's it. Now let's put them a little further apart. Now, so what's going to happen? Well, the wizard girl is going to cast a spell and transform the griffin into something different without actually touching it. So let's have a look at the customs for her, and there's only one, so I'm going to duplicate this and draw some, let's say, magic ray here. Could be a solid color, could be a gradient. Let's use a gradient for first color, something like red, for last color something like blue, and I'm going to, let's say, draw a rectangle here, and I will use this tool to reshape it and make it pointy. You can check the result there, maybe a little longer, more pointy like that, well, something like that. So now I got wizard girl and wizard girl 2. Well, so at the beginning it's going to be wizard girl, so under looks switch custom to the first one. So when I hit, it's like that. And now the idea is when I hit some key, let's say a space key, then the spell will be cast. So I will switch the custom to the second one, I guess this custom comes with a sound. Yeah, magic spell, I will be using it. So we'll play the sound, and here comes the interesting part, the point where the spell is cast. So how can something that happens with one sprite's code affect and produce a reaction on some other sprite. So this is accomplished by sending a message through them. They have to communicate. So we go into events, and here is broadcast a message. I can give it a name, new message. I'm calling it a spell. Well, now let's change the custom back. Well, we can check what's going on here by just hitting the space key. That's what and then we want the magic ray to disappear, so I duplicate this one and use it here. Maybe I will leave some time for the magic ray to be seen with a control wait. I will wait for 1 second, and then that will be. So now when I hit the space key, I'm hitting it now. Well, I should have hit it first the green flag, so this is the starting point. Now I hit the space, and there goes the spell, and it's over. So now what happens with this message broadcast, the spell message? It has to arrive into the Griffin. So for the Griffin, I already got that one. I can. Yes, that's because I was placing the Griffin facing the wizard lady. That's okay. Now receiving the spell, we go into events, and then we have when I receive a spell. When I receive a spell, what's going to happen? The Griffin is going to disappear, and then something else will appear in its place, because that's a transformation spell. So how do I make the Griffin disappear? I will make it in some spectacular way using change color, and in addition I will change the whirl effect, and I will also make it smaller by changing size by a negative amount. And let's check how this goes. I'm going to left click on this group of blocks to see the effect. Every time, well, that goes too fast, so I will clear the graphical effects with this and start over and change the size back to 100%. Well, so let's make it -1 and see it now. Every time I click, it changes. Well, faster. Well, that's more like 8. So now I want this to happen automatically, so I'm going to put this inside a repeat, and as I want the Griffin to disappear and it's changing size by -1, I have to repeat it 100 times because the actual size is 100. So now when the spell is received, this is what's going to happen. I will click here now. That's it. Good. Now after, well, then I'm going to check if this happens when I send the spell. the spell is sent by hitting the space key. So now if I want to start all over like that, I would like to have clear graphic effects and size to 100% at the beginning. So the griffin is restored. Like that. And now I hit the space key, the spell is broadcast, and when the griffin receives it, this is what's going to happen. I'm hitting now the space key. Okay, so far so good. Now I want something to appear in its place, so I'm going for another custom. So I click into the griffin, go into customs, and I'm going to upload a new custom. Let's go again into fantasy, and what's going to appear instead of the griffin? Let's have a look at them. Okay, the pony. That's it. Good. So I got an iPony here as a custom. Well, so let's say I switch the custom to an iPony here, and let's have a look at what's going to happen. We'll have to do something else. That won't be enough. Let's check it. So, well, now as I've included a new custom, I should put the first custom at the beginning here, so when I hit the green flag, I got the griffin back. So at the beginning, griffin. That's it. Now I hit the space key. That's it. Griffin disappearing. And where's the pony? So now it's the pony custom, but oh, the size is 0, so that's why we cannot see it. So I should set the size again to 100 and check it again. Well, I got a pony in well, it's quite weird. The color change. Yes, I should have cleared the graphic effects before bringing the pony. So clear graphic effects in here. Trying again. Good. But maybe instead of appearing all of a sudden, the pony could make an appearance like growing bigger. I can do that with another repeat, and instead of a set size, change size. So I go into looks and change size by, well, if I change size by 10 times, it will get back to actual size 100. So there we go. Hit the space key, spell is cast, message is sent, receive, griffin disappearing, and pony appearing. That's it. Good. Well, so now, can we do this even better? Well, before we do it even better, let's go over what we have done. The Witcher girl got 2 chasms, one without the magic ray, one with the magic ray. when the space key was pressed, the custom changed, making the ray appear. We draw it before at the editing window, and then sound is played and a message is sent. After 1 second, the ray disappears because the custom comes back to the original one. But the message has been broadcast and the Griffin can receive it. Well, before that, the Griffin will appear with its first custom. There's no graphical effects, size is 100%. This is here for when you click the green flag, everything is restored and you can check again. Rotation style left right, so it doesn't appear backwards when pointing to the left. And then when the message is broadcast, when the spell is cast, it disappears by changing its size, going to a diminishing size, and the color changes and there's a whirl effect. Repeat it 100 times and then all the effects disappear and we change to the pony, which is going to appear, and it grows in steps of 10. That's all. Well, now I said we could do something even better. Let's check out the customs for the Griffin. We have used the first one and we have used the last one, but there are some others, so we can make an animation here, right? We've done the animations like this before, using a forever loop and using a new custom, next custom, and some waiting in between so we can appreciate the changes. Something like 0.2. Right. So let's have a look at what's happening here. Okay, it's changing all through the customs, including the pony. We don't like that. So instead of our next custom, we have to use here what? Switch custom to. So it was Griffin A, so now it's Griffin B. Waiting, duplicate, Griffin C, duplicate again, and maybe we can use that one, Griffin D. Okay, let's check it. Wow, something like that. Good. So now what's happening when we hit the space key and the spell is cast? This. Look, we don't have the pony, we have the Griffin back. Why? Because it's in a forever loop. So we cannot use a forever loop. The idea here is that the Griffin will be changing customs, flapping, just till the spell is cast and it changes into the pony, but not later on. So we need something that will happen for a limited time, not forever. Is there any structure here, any block for that? Yes, there are. So under control we can go and see there's a repeat until we can use. Repeat until what? Until the spell is cast. But can we use when I receive a spell here? No, this block doesn't fit in here. See, so we need something else, something that we can place in here. We need a condition to be placed here. Just broadcasting the message and receiving it will not do, because we cannot use it as a condition to stop doing something, because repeat until means do it and then stop it when this happens. So what can we use in this block? Well, and here comes the second way in which you can make two different sprites interact. The first one was sending and receiving a message, and now there's a second one, which is using and checking the value of a variable. Well, what's the value of a variable? Well, a variable is something that varies, something that changes. We got variables in here. Click on it, and then we are going to make a new one. I'm calling it pony, for instance. There it is. So you see there's a tick here that gives you the value of pony. Now it is 0. A variable is something that stores numbers. Now the number at the beginning is 0. Now, point is, I can make a condition here. Let's say if I change the value of the variable, I can make a condition here that says repeat until the variable, and the variable I got it here. Once I made it, I got it here, is some value. It was 0 at the beginning, but it may change. Let's say we change it into 1, just to make things easy. Now, if the value of pony is 1, then this is not going to happen, because this is until. Repeat until pony equals 1. When pony equals 0, this is repeated. When pony equals 1, it's not repeated. So we can make pony equal 1. When? Here, when we receive this spell, or even there. In addition to sending the message, we can change the value of pony, and we set pony to 1. So setting pony to 1 is like another kind of message, because we can check it here. Is it 1? Yeah, if it is 1, stop doing this. At the beginning it is 0. If I hit the space key as I'm doing now, after the spell is cast, it will change into 1. And now I got the pony, and this is not happening. So I can have, check it again, my griffin. Okay, for my griffin to flap, pony has to be 0. Good. It was changed into 1. If I'm going to start again, same thing that happened with the size or the effects. I have to reset them to the beginning. So I will set pony to 0, so when I click here, everything starts all over again. So now I got the animation, but the animation will last only until pony is 1, and pony is going to change into 1 as soon as I hit the space key, and the spell is cast. There we go. Okay, so there are two ways in which different sprites can interact at a distance. First one character broadcasts a message, and when the other one receives it, then something happens, as we did here. Broadcast spell, and then the spell goes, and the griffin is changed into a pony. And then the other way is when one character is changes the value of a variable after he's done something, and then the other character checks for the value of that variable. We have used this change here to put a stop to the griffin customs repeating themselves. So that way we can have the griffin animated until the spell is cast. Well, that was all for this. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next one.